Hey judges, we're going to go over what the ballot looks like and what parts you need to fill out on the ballot. So for each round that you judge, you'll get one of these ballots like you see on your screen. And the top part's pretty easy. You'll fill in the date, you'll fill in the round number, and you'll also fill in an AF school and a neg school. That part can be done by the students, or you can look on your schematic, which you'll get when you enter the school each night. And what we're looking for there is team numbers, not school like Frankenmuth versus Grand Blanc. What we'll want to see instead is team 2 versus team 4 or something like that. And if you're not sure, you can just leave that blank and we'll fill it in when you turn in your ballot at the end of the round. The next part, which is the first affirmative, second affirmative, right in this area, you will ask the students to fill that out and they should be prepared to do that. So we're looking for student names here, 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 and here. And they'll know where to put their name, or at least they should. The rank and total is where you will choose your scores for each student at the end of the round. So you should listen the whole time, and then at the end you're going to rank one student number 1, that's the best student, one student 2, then 3, then 4. The fourth place person is your least favorite person in the debate round. They cannot tie in their rank. You must pick somebody to be first, second, third, and fourth. So that will look something like maybe this: 1, 2, 3, and 4. You do not have to rank partners together. So for instance, if maybe this would represent my first negative person being really, really good, but maybe their partner wasn't so hot and I liked somebody on the affirmative team better. That's perfectly fine. The next slot is called total, and that is for the speaker points that you will give each person. Speaker points must range from 6 to 30. I don't know why it's 6, it just is, but the lowest score you can give somebody that actually competed is 6. If they didn't compete at all, they could get a 0. But if they did compete, they get at least 6. And 30 is the best. You do not have to give the first place speaker a 30. Some rules with speaker points, though. You do have to rank them in order according to their rank. Let me explain. So the first place person has to get the most points in the round. The fourth place person has to get the least points in the round. So you can't you have to go down in order. So the first, second, third, and fourth place ranks. You can tie students in their speaker points. So if, say, your first and second person were both really, really good, you could give them both 30s or both 29s. And that just represents that although one is first place and one is second place, they were really, really close. That's not very common, though. It would be better to try to separate them. The more separation you can give, the better as far as the ranks and speaker points go. That being said, I also want to point out that speaker points tend to be in the 20 to 30 range. As a coach, it is unusual for me to see something below a 20 given to a student. That to me would represent that that person did something wrong in the round, like they didn't finish, or they did something inappropriate, or they were really just not with it at all. So if that's what you mean to tell the student and the coach, that's fine. You can go between 6 and 20. But as long as all the students are doing their best, they're trying, they're putting forth a good effort, it is the norm to score them 20 to 30. It's also very normal to find all 4 speaker point totals in the 25 and up range. So it would be perfectly normal if you score them all high. We're going to look now at the bottom of the debate ballot. We'll get to the middle in a moment. But at the bottom is where you pick your decision, the winning team. In my opinion, the better debating was done by the affirmative or negative team. So you're going to pick one or the other. You cannot have them tie. You have to pick somebody to win. Then you'll sign where it says judge. You'll sign your name, and then the school will be Frankenmuth. In the middle, there's a great big open spot for your basis of decision, and it does note for you to be specific. There are a lot of different methods for describing your basis of decision. Here's what I recommend. I recommend that you, up at the top, list the 4 debaters in your round. You can list them by first name. You can list them by position, first affirmative, second affirmative, first negative, second negative. Next to each person's name, I recommend that you give a little bit of critique about their public speaking skills, about their argument skills. Give them something specific. It could be all positive or it could be constructive, but kids like to see something they can improve upon, especially if they didn't get a very high score, and anything you could think of to give them specific feedback, because they do use these to improve for next week. Then underneath, I recommend specifically noting why you chose the winning team or how you chose the winning team. So you could be specific about the argument that you think swayed you to one side or the other. You could be specific about anything you think that one team did that was better than the other. In this section, the more comments you can write, the better, because again, the kids do use them to improve for next week. Once you're done with your ballot, you should turn it into the tabulation table, which is right near the library, and you should always turn in your ballot before going to your next round. What I recommend is that you try to write as you're listening so that you're not having to fill this whole thing out when you're done. If you can write some of it while you listen or while the kids use prep time, you'll be a lot better off.